Hey everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the VOD Squad, the show where we talk about streaming technology. This is episode 204, October 14th, 2020. I am Clyde, and today I am joined by Matthew Ross.
Hey everybody.
And Jimmy Trammell.
Hey everybody. How you like my witness protection program?
You're not supposed to tell people. It's the whole point of the witness protection program.
No,
now they're going to have to relocate you again.
No. You're painting, right? That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're painting, right?
Yes.
But
Actually, we are painting.
You're not making a new room that looks exactly like the old room, so nobody knows you've moved, right?
You're not painting houses, are you? Because that's code for assassinations.
I didn't know that. And if that's the case, boy, I better stop using that phrase.
Like a house
boy,
painter.
we're gonna, you know.
Hey, I need
we're
someone to paint.
Oh, we're painting houses, you know.
Yeah, you say, I think that's the code. Is you'd say, hey, I need someone to paint a house.
Oh, really?
Okay. What's the address?
That's a whole.
Wow, I didn't know that either.
You know,
I always thought, call the cleaner is what I thought.
Yeah, that's right. This
What
is called
you
the
do
cleaner.
after the fact.
There are so many phrases out there that are probably like that I don't know, and I probably use in everyday life. There are probably FBI agents who are listening all the time to, because that's what they do in their spare time because they got lots of time, right? And they're like going, "Oh my God, this guy is an idiot. He's he's just gonna get himself so."
Yeah. Also, I'm
going swimming with the fishes. It's fine.
Do you ever see the movie The Mechanic?
No, I never watched. I was not.
Which one?
Exactly.
It's Jason Statham, right?
Well, that was the remake.
Charles
Bronson
was
Charles Bronson was the
Oh.
first one. But
Okay.
no, I mean that's another one. Is a body mechanic is a professional assassin. You call it a mechanic.
Interesting.
If you've not seen the Charles Bronson version of that, you should. I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
Let me just see. There's lots of movies I need to go see. There's plenty of movies I haven't seen.
Yeah, but
according to Just Watch, The Mechanic is streaming on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Charles Bronson
with Charles Bronson, 1972. It's also on Prime Video.
Oh, there you go.
So
you could probably buy it on Prime Video.
You can buy it on both of those, I'm sure. Yeah, you can rent it, and
I don't think you can buy
it
from Hulu.
No, you can't. But you can rent. You can buy it through Amazon, and yet, believe it or not, that's like the only that and Microsoft's video platform is the only other place you can rent or buy it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the only two titles were that movie and a Microsoft video platform. Like, when did they make a mechanic video platform?
Have you ever seen some of those horrible Microsoft videos they make for their internal uses?
I've seen the horrible third-party stuff like Windows Mechanic. That one I would believe. Where you basically run it and it just cleans your registry.
Bill, I need somebody to come to my computer right now and clean out my registry. Dun dun dun.
Hey, I need a mechanic.
Somebody get a programmer over here right now.
Need someone to paint my desktop. You know what we really do need to do though? Probably talk about the stuff that we're here to talk about.
Oh, come on! I'm talking about this. Okay, fine. Hey, we're going to start the week off with talking about a brand new product from Apple. They have been trying to sell people these $300 HomePods for so long. You knew it was eventually going to happen. They have come out with the HomePod Mini. It is a smaller, cheaper version of the larger device. supposedly with amazing sound, very cool, high displays with cool sensing capabilities with your phone, able to easily sync up its audio with it just passing by it, and also being able to sync up with multiple devices to create stereo sound and surround sound, and of course it's able to stream all your most popular things like Apple Music and TuneIn and iHeartRadio right now. Apparently, they're coming out with some more stuff later. It will have broadcast features like many of the other ones, and of course, you can ask Siri questions with it. This one is at a much more reasonable $99.
It's gonna be $100 for something that looks like I could 3D print it myself.
Yes,
but it's gonna have a better sound though.
It's a Google Home Mini for twice the price.
It's a Google Home Mini.
3 times the price if you get it on sale.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but this is going to have a better sound.
Right.
But well, it does.
My biggest gripe about this is apparently
it does, and I know because I have a. Well, I don't have this one yet.
I was gonna say how.
But,
you may give us a review when it comes.
And I'll probably end up getting a couple of these, right? Because there's one feature in here that I really like. You know, I wanted to get some more speakers in the house because I have the 2 home pods here on my desk now.
Whoa.
Right. And I wanted to get a couple of these to put out through the room because there's one feature called the intercom feature.
Yeah.
Where you can
But
you know,
Google
say,
Home
hey,
Minis had that, or Google Homes have had that for a couple of years.
Yeah. No, it's a cool feature. Absolutely.
It's very useful.
It has saved my family so much yelling up the stairs for my son to come down for dinner or do something he forgot to do. We just announced it. Come on down. You need to do this. I'm like, okay.
Right. Yeah. So that's one thing I want. And then, you know, it integrates well with the others. And the comment I started to say, yeah, I have an Echo Dot downstairs, and you know, it's good for what it does. It's a good little smart speaker. Mm-hmm. Nothing at all wrong with it. But if I'm going to listen to music, I'll listen on my HomePods.
Yeah, I will say the one thing that this does that I guess would set it apart is, even though, you know, everybody else already has the intercom voice message thing, this one will let you send it to other Apple devices, including AirPods. So that right there, if you've got a house full of AirPod zombies, then
send a message to Matt's AirPods.
Get through that wall.
Get up!
Yeah. Hopefully you can adjust the volume too, so that message they receive is like all the way up. When they're done hearing your message, they should hear that high pitched tone that you get when, you know,
when you've had some ear splitting.
Yes, indicative of hearing damage, the tinnitus. But
I wonder if you could send, you know, raking your fingernails across a chalkboard as a message.
Yeah,
I don't see why not.
I'm sure that would get somebody's attention.
Well, I have used the feature to send sounds or music to a specific speaker in my house many a times to wake up my son. He's sleeping, and then I said, "Oh, well, let's wake him up today with Doobie Brothers. Let's do Doobie Brothers."
I was going to say you should.
What is this music?
Wake him up with the Smoke Monster alarm from Lost.
Nope, don't know that. I'll have to look.
I'll
enjoy that with him
from the Sonic Fence. Okay. But no, I mean, seriously, did they just like buy a bunch of Prusa printers to make this? It literally looks like something someone printed at home.
Just like the full-size HomePod, what you're seeing is not a hard surface. It is a cloth surface that is designed to be 90% audibly invisible. Mm-hmm. So it's better for the sound.
Well, the ones I have sound great, and
you're saying it sounds like a good idea.
Yes.
Well, I'm saying that this will probably sound good, but if it doesn't, I'll be sure to
Yeah,
say here on
if
the
it
show
doesn't
that, hey,
sound good,
I
it still
got
sounded like a
one.
good idea when they came up with it.
Yeah, if I get one and it doesn't sound good, I'll be glad to say on the show, hey, you know what? I bought one, tried it. It's not that good.
Okay.
I'm not saying, and don't get me wrong, I'm not here Apple hating it.
Yes, you are.
This isn't the moment for that.
Okay.
I
Okay.
reserve that for. I get why people want this, and I
Mhm.
know that this serves a market. I just, compared to the competition, I think the price is significantly too high.
But see, the competition.
That's my
it-
complete.
I think it's a little different though. Say, I mean, if you just want a little smart speaker, yeah, get an Echo Dot. You know, don't
Yeah,
you
you
don't,
get
you
the
don't need to
Google
get it.
Home Mini.
You don't
$35,
need
yeah.
you don't or yeah, that too, right? So yeah, I mean, something like that. If you just want just a little smart speaker, right?
Right.
But this is a little bit more than that. I mean,
I
it's
would
gonna
love-
it's going to have a bigger sound.
I
than the
suspect
Echo
we're
Dot.
going to see the comparison of the $99 smart speakers, and this will be one of them. The new Google Home, or whatever it is, their new $99 version of it that they just announced a couple weeks ago, and whatever the $99 version of the Amazon one. And I want to have somebody do a nice review of all three of those, because we could have some matching price points, and $99 is ubiquitous to everybody. Everyone knows exactly what that means, and I would like to hear pros and cons of them. But my biggest gripe about this device is there's no Bluetooth support.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Uh,
Nope. No Bluetooth support. I do believe if I am using Apple Music on an Android phone, I can play to it. But that's it.
Through the app that's
yeah.
tethered, and that the phone is tethered to your, which
I
completely,
think.
yeah.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's what I'm reading here, is that there is actually no Bluetooth support, which is like, thanks, Apple. There probably is Bluetooth in there, and maybe they'll turn it on in a little while. I don't know. But...
no, Bluetooth 5.0.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay.
Well, then how come I'm... Okay. If that's not the case, thank you, Apple. I know it's weird. I have to say thank you for giving me something that I'm expecting, but thank you.
I just put it in the chat room there. You can
Okay.
see.
Okay. All right, but hey, guess what you can do with that? You can take it next to your Apple TV, and you can go into your Apple TV settings, and you can say, "Hey, Apple TV, I have an Apple AirPod." You know, the iPod, the HomePod. Excuse me, AirPod, iPod, HomePod. I'm confused. I have a HomePod.
Some kind of pod.
It's a pod. It's Apple. It's a pod.
For the pod people.
It's the put the pod. The pod's over there. Apple. Put the pod. It's the Apple HomePod for my Apple TV with no pod. It's an Apple TV pod now, because you can make it your output of your Apple TV. So it's your Apple TV HomePod TV pod, right?
Now, okay, let me jump over and put my Clyde hat on right now. Right?
Oh, okay. Oh, I want to see this.
Why wasn't this already a thing?
Ah!
Exactly.
You know, I mean, yeah, this
Thank
should have already been a thing, right? You know, I mean,
See,
hey,
for once, Jimmy's the voice of reason.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. We're going to let that just go right there. I think that's perfect. Hey,
Yeah, no.
guys.
So now here's the downside, though, is you can only do one.
Oh, only one.
You can't do them you can't do them in stereo.
You know that's going to come eventually.
Yeah, but I mean, they've waited this long.
you sure about that?
Yeah.
I think
you may be able to link it to multiple, but they will still be in mono.
Oh.
You can't. It right now, I think it can't send the audio right to one and left to the other. That was one thing that Bryce was complaining about on Cord Killers last week, I think it was.
Yeah, well, I watched that episode. I thought he said that sometimes it loses connection.
Well, there's that, but he was saying that even though it's only mono, it still sounds better than the stock speakers in his TV.
I thought he said it because he only had one speaker to connect it to.
Yeah, I don't know.
It says that they specifically said that two of them may be put together in stereo.
Okay.
It actually might be something. No,
Yeah,
we
I
thought
don't
no Bluetooth. Now we don't think not stereo. Apple, get your act together and tell us what's really going on. It's not like you produced
Still
a
doesn't
video to explain all this. Come
Still doesn't
on.
negate the fact. How come this wasn't already an issue?
Agreed.
And already a feature.
We're on the
So,
same page
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Roku's already on their second generation of soundbar, and I mean, you've been able to do this with the Fire stuff for a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
of course, now this is something I've not tried, and that's because, well,
well,
I've got a home
you're not the
theater.
target market. You're
I got a
gonna
home
dismantle
theater.
your nice stereo and use your new
exactly.
$99 HomePods.
Exactly right. I got a Bose speakers down there that I dropped quite a few bucks on, right? So I'm not going to unplug that to use these.
Yeah.
So.
That's fair. Hey, Jimmy, more good news for you. If you actually more good news for anybody who buys an Apple device, anybody who's buying buying a new device in the next few months, they're getting access to what you've been access to, the Apple TV Plus service. Where they give you a free year of that. That is still going on. And Apple has added on to that a free 3-month subscription to the Apple Arcade service. Apple Arcade is the basically all the iOS apps being brought to all of your devices. A huge selection of games, many of which are considered some of the more popular or well-reviewed games out there, which normally would be I think it's like $10 a month normally for the Apple Arcade. I could be wrong. And but no, if you purchase a new Apple device right now, you get yourself qualified for 3 months free with that service.
Yeah.
So
now
you're saying if I go out and spend $2,500 on a new MacBook, I can get Apple Arcade for 3 months?
Or you can buy
I think that's exactly what I've been waiting for.
I think, or you could buy $129 Apple TV and get the same thing.
Yes.
No. The Apple's goal here is to give it to you for free, so then after 3 months you still want it and you start paying. You continue to pay for it.
Oh no, I'm just saying this is what I've been waiting for this whole time. It's finally they sweetened the deal enough that maybe I'll get a MacBook.
Well,
or maybe not. I don't know.
Or maybe not.
I have to check with my bank on that one. But
one thing I'll say though, there toward the bottom of the article where they're talking about the Apple One, I might have been out the week that maybe they announced that or something.
Mm-hmm.
But that new Apple One subscription that they got, because I pay about $21 a month right now on Apple services, right? And so, and then I can get the, for $29.95, I can get that where it's got all the services bundled together, and that comes with 2 terabytes of cloud storage, right?
Very cool.
So I might be looking at that.
Yeah, it is a good deal if you already are paying for some of those separately. It makes a lot of sense for you to get the bundle nowadays. If you're gonna get it, get them all, and you get all those services for free. And if you want, you can spend an extra $10 for $30 a month and get your News Plus and your Fitness Plus app for free in there too. Or
wait, their Fitness Plus app costs money?
Yep. Well, not the app itself, but the service.
Does.
The subscription service, which
they've got their Peloton killer.
Yes, they are actually trying to do Peloton on Apple devices, and quite frankly, compared to the cost of the Peloton,
Peloton's not cheap, so more power to them.
It's a good deal, actually, if you really want to. That's amazing.
even the other cycling apps like Strava and Open Road or whatever it's called, those are kind of spendy too.
If you get just Fitness Plus standalone, it's just $9.99 a month.
Okay. That's not bad. You don't have to like join a cult and like sign over your bank account like Peloton.
My only problem is why do you have to spend money to get news? That's it.
Well, yeah, and you know what? I agree with you there, right? I did try when they come out with News Plus. I did try the service for a free month or whatever it was, and I agree with you, man.
Because when you
It's
pay
like,
for news,
I'm not going to pay for
you're
this.
paying for the news they want you to get. Curated.
Yes, and I mean, I get the idea that news outlets and other people need to get paid, and this is a way to pay them. But at the same time, if I'm not paying for a physical thing, I don't understand why I'm paying for it. So I'll pay for a newspaper. I'll pay for access to a channel that provides news if that's what I want to watch. I don't understand why I need to pay for internet news. It's the internet. Everybody's talking about the news.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
some people would say, not necessarily that I agree with this, but some people would say, well, you get all the magazines and that kind of thing.
Oh, well,
with it, right? You know, but I don't know. But I'm kind of there with you, Matt. You know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, and some people like it. You know, some people like that News Plus, but
now, if it comes with magazine access as well, that's great. Maybe that's worth it. The news portion bothers me, and that's all.
Yeah, you know, Apple bought that magazine service.
Yeah.
What was the name of that? Can you remember?
I do not remember the name, but I do remember the get all our magazines with a single subscription.
Right. So you get all those magazines included.
Right.
In News Plus.
All I know is all my favorite magazines are now illegal in California.
They are?
Really?
They don't like the capacity.
Oh. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the Apple TV app and the fact that it is coming to Sony TVs running Android TV. That's right. We're seeing the first iteration of the Apple TV streaming service being available on an Android TV device. In this case, it is coming to newer models of the Sony displays, which have the Android TV built in. This bodes well for them to just go ahead and release it for the rest of us.
It's already on Android TV most places, isn't it?
I don't think so.
I think because the next story, where Sony is finally upgrading their TV models to Android TV 9.
Yeah,
because they've been so far behind.
9's almost up to date now because 10 was just barely launched.
9 is on par with the other devices that are out there,
right?
But it's 2 behind current, and that's where I was. One of the reasons I wanted the new Chromecast. I can't call it a Chromecast. It's terrible. It's not a Chromecast. Device. It's you just. You slap that name on an Android TV. No, the Chromecast with Google TV has version 10. And
which is the most recent version.
And the developer model has 11, which is the most recent. So I assumed when I first read this that it was coming to select Sony models, that they were the ones that are running 9 already. Because I don't know if Apple TV Plus was available on 8.
Good question. I don't know.
So
it's a large list of thank you, Sony, for actually providing a huge list with also known as is in here. That's nice.
Yeah,
go Sony.
You notice that it says will come to some 2018 models as well as most 2019 and 2020 models. Where if you go to the next story, Android 9 is coming to 2016 to 2019 Android TVs.
Right.
So some of those 2018 models, I think, are these. That are finally going to be getting 9. Now, yes, the 2016 and 2017 models probably won't get Android or won't get the Apple TV just because they're too old. Maybe hardware related, may not have. I don't know what the restrictions are and requirements in hardware, but the one thing I wanted to say is. Shame on you, Sony. You are part of the reason that people have been kind of had a bad taste about Android TV over the years because you're holding back updates.
Yeah.
And part of the problem, and this is what I've heard from some people that have used Android TV, is the fact that they don't like that it's even worse than phones, because with the phone, you're using your phone. So if you're behind, you're fine. You're not using other people's phones. So the that fracturization or whatever people call it of the different versions out there, it's not that big of a deal on a handheld because it's just you. But when you're using it on a TV and you go to another TV that's Android TV someplace else and it's completely different or stuff's missing, that doesn't look good. Especially when the only thing that's keeping it from being there is Sony just not rolling it out.
Sony also has, when you just talk about Android themselves, they've been doing a good job of making a pretty premium Android phone and not supporting it.
Well,
they've been
one of the reasons I wanted a Sony Android phone back in the day, and one of the reasons I didn't is because I found out that they're one of the companies that will never upgrade it.
This is the phone. It never receives updates. You enjoy it.
But the worst part is because but back to my people getting a bad taste analogy. Part of it is the fact that Sony offered the Android TV in their best models. So if you bought a top of the line OLED or 4K TV, ginormous, and one of the selling points that they pushed on you is it was Android TV, and then it never gets any updates, or it takes 4 years to get, or whatever. That's bad. Yes, I love the fact that Sony was one of the first on board with Android TV to integrate it, and they have been dedicated and they've been flaunting it and they've been putting the word out. But the other side is they haven't been great stewards. Sony, if you want to contact me and send me product to prove that I'm wrong, please do. But until then, I'm not happy. I'm glad that they're finally doing it, but and this is one of the main reasons I have always been against integrated devices into the TV.
Because eventually you won't get updated version.
Exactly.
Is Android 9 the latest for?
No.
Sort of.
10 is technically the
out
mainstream,
on one platform, I think.
But yeah, that 9 is the one that pretty much everybody's still on. 10 is out there on the new, and then 11 is being beta tested on the developer model.
Right.
Which I would expect that. I would expect 10 soon on the other stuff that is more frequently updated.
And I see by the article this was released in late 2018. I mean, I could see it being like a year behind. I mean, with TV manufacturers, that would be, quite all right. But this one's, like 2 years behind, right?
Yeah. And that's the problem is, if you're about a year behind, fine. But with Android TV up to this point, there really hasn't been a reason to hold it back. It's not like Samsung, how they reskin everything to make it theirs, and that takes time. Okay, I get that. But Android TV is basically vanilla. The only thing is maybe some integration into the TV. But it's not like a Google TV where it's doing an overlay over what you're watching. And when I say Google TV, I mean the original Google TV, not this new imposter, not the Edsel that they brought back from the dead. So I don't know. I don't know what the delay is. I really don't. But I mean, you could say this is kind of what Sony does. They're what they're
Yeah.
known for.
So they're probably making this one big push, and because there's something out of it that they want to get. Maybe it's this Apple thing. I don't know. And again, once again, they will just then leave it for a while because they got what they wanted out of it. I don't know. Sony's been such a mess, really, on not on their hardware side, but on their software side. They've really been kind of, you know,
And
in trouble.
And I have a dog in the fight because I don't have a Sony TV, but I am a subscriber to Funimation. Funimation Now. Sony bought Funimation Now, and they haven't done anything to improve the platform, the app, the website, and actually I think it's gotten worse. I mean, it's still worth the $5 a month for the access to the content. But seriously, Sony, you're not good stewards of your properties.
No, they don't. They need to be. Again, software is an issue for them, I guess. I don't understand why.
I mean, yeah, maybe they need to hire somebody like Panasonic or JVC or
Panasonic and JVC well known for their software.
I don't know, but they're competitors that
Release update.
I think they release updates.
Well, here's an update for you. If you were wanting to watch Narcos, and you were thinking, and you just can't get to yourself to spend any money.
I can't get myself to push that stupid Netflix button on the remote. I just can't do it. So what can I do? If I don't want to do that, I don't even want to open the Netflix app.
You could go to a friend's house who's watching Netflix.
Yeah, but I've got an aversion to the Netflix app. Let's say.
Oh, okay. So you could watch Netflix through your neighbor's window because they're watching it.
Yeah,
obviously.
The last time I did that, the cops showed up.
Oh,
my neighbor's far enough away. I have to use binoculars.
Yeah, well, especially since you're watching Narcos.
I think it was Narcos.
No, if you really want to, you could actually turn it on. It's now going to be available on Pluto TV. That's right. They are putting all 5 seasons. That's basically several seasons of Narcos and a couple seasons of Narcos Mexico. I didn't know that. Are going to be streaming onto Pluto's service. And Pluto is not the kind of service where you can, video on demand, whatever you want. It's laid out programming in a certain time, certain episodes are showing. So you will be able to have the waterfall effect of TV of watching Narcos. Yes, Narcos, which I'm sure is not PG rated, on your Pluto streaming app, available beginning October 20th.
This is I don't know if unprecedented is the right word, but this is kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
because Netflix doesn't typically, aside from the few times it's put out originals on DVD for sale, they don't usually put their stuff on other platforms. The fact that they're doing this, I think, is a good thing, because one of the main complaints of people is, hey, Netflix may have a thing I want to watch, but I don't want to buy into the whole Netflix thing. When will it be available elsewhere? Well,
right.
if this goes good and it brings in the people that they're looking to get brought in, then hopefully maybe we'll see this more. This is essentially what HBO and Showtime have been doing with their free week of Showtime on YouTube TV, or HBO throwing free series or past seasons of series on Hulu.
Reading one of the paragraphs here, this is going to be very rare. It's probably not going to happen again, because Narcos is not owned by Netflix. It's owned by Gaumont International.
What I'm getting at, I'm not saying they're gonna do it again. What I'm saying is, if they see a good return, then we might actually see this more.
So if they see like millions of people decided to watch this, and
well, if they see, oh, hey, we got a whole bunch of people that signed up immediately, we got a surge immediately after. What was that number? Was it good? Okay, what else can we do this with?
yeah, so I could foresee somebody going, I wanted to watch Narcos and I caught 3 episodes, but then I had to go to sleep. And so next time it came around was like 3 days ago. So I just went ahead and subscribed to Netflix to watch the rest of Narcos. Okay. I could see that happening. And also Netflix has so many series, they could totally, even just temporarily, hand things out and say,
I mean, House of Cards. Throw the first 2 seasons, throw season 1 and season 3 on Pluto. Oh, you want to watch season 2? Come on over.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this is just old-fashioned, free sample marketing.
Yeah,
right. Is what this is.
I suspect they're getting money for this, of course.
Yeah.
So free.
No. For the viewer, it's a free sample, is what he's saying. I mean, it's like Showtime has been doing for the last couple years. They'll do like the first 2 episodes of a new show on Hulu, and you get to watch it, and then you go, oh, you want it? You like this? I mean, that's how they got me for Billions.
The first taste is free.
Yeah, exactly. I watched the first 2 episodes of Billions, and I said, you know what? I think I like this show. And then I signed up for Showtime.
I'm with you, Clyde. Same thing happened to me.
Exactly.
Exactly the same.
I mean, it works, which is why I'm surprised. I've always been surprised that Netflix has been resistant. And I get up to this point, they had a corner of the market and a market share that they had to desperately defend. But now, they got to do more to get people. They're not the only player in town. So, cool. I want to see more of this.
Well, Evanston, the town of Evanston, has decided to enact a tax on Netflix, 5%, for their entertainment streaming services. This is not just for Netflix, it's other ones as well, but Netflix is the big player here, obviously. This is them saying, hey, guys, we notice you're making money over there. Well, there are people here. We want some of that money back, everybody. So we're going to tax you 5% for every Netflix customer that comes from Evanston. Which where is the city, Evanston?
It's Illinois. So
it's Illinois.
So this is a story we talked about a couple weeks back. That there was a couple towns, a couple in Texas and Michigan that were suing Netflix, saying you need to pay us taxes.
Were they asking for back taxes?
No, but there's the justification is your service is being delivered across lines in our jurisdiction, so we deserve basically carriage fees. Okay. And this I included this because this is not a good precedent, because this is the first case to officially win. And at least that has been publicized. It sounds like there's another town that already was, like Chicago itself. Right. But which means now all those other pending cases are basically,
there's going to be precedent.
Yep, there's precedent.
Which is the
and my problem with this, it's not them having to pay the service. The fact is, why is my city collecting a tax on something that isn't actually coming across the line here? Because theoretically that is possible, because if I pay for a service for my parents in another town, I never use it, then in order for this tax to make sense, it needs, Netflix would have to keep track of what municipality were you in when you watched this, how much of that monthly stream goes to this municipality. Because if I'm, or if I'm traveling,
Right.
let's say, yes, I live here, but I spend all my time on the road. I don't watch Netflix at home. I only watch Netflix when I'm out 362 days a year. Why is my municipality getting 5% from Netflix when none of it was actually streamed? And that's the problem that I have with this. It's a bad precedent, I think. Are they entitled to something? Maybe. But the justification they use, I don't think is right.
Well, the part that's missing, what are they going to do with the 5%?
They said they're going to, Evanston said they're going to put it into a community fund for the police department and the fire department. Basically, it's going into their pockets.
So, I mean, I could get on board with something like this if they said, okay, we're going to tax it 5%. And we're going to double everybody's internet speed within the city limits.
Yeah, but
if they did something like that, I could get on board with it, right?
Well,
but to just waste it like that, or
that's the other thing. That's the other thing I was arguing about last time. Is if your city was your internet provider, okay, I could see we're playing gatekeeper. You must pay us a toll to come across our line. My city has nothing to do with my internet. I pay Mediacom. So if Mediacom wanted to pay or charge Netflix, you know what? They tried that. ISPs tried that, and everybody screamed net neutrality. You can't be a gatekeeper. How dare you charge for coming across your lines, across your circuits?
Right.
But the city can? They don't even own the circuits. They're not doing any of the providing. It's coming across infrastructure that was paid off decades ago. And if the infrastructure is damaged, the city doesn't fix it. The carrier does. It's theirs. So, yes, I think this is a bad precedent.
Interesting, and it looks like this is being passed directly to the end users. It's not being something like being eaten by Netflix as like cost of doing business or anything like that.
No, and that's the worst part is it's not. They say we're taxing Netflix. No, you're not. You're taxing your own constituents. You muddy grubbing bastards.
Oh boy, I think we must move on before Clyde.
Yes.
Changes what this shows all about.
Wabbit says, what happens if Netflix doesn't pay?
Well, that's the thing. Netflix isn't the one paying. It's us.
But it's on their bill. So
it's got to be on their bill.
But as far as the city's concerned, it's free money.
Yeah.
Just like all the other free services out there. Where does that come from?
And what if you're like me and your mobile phone subscriber pays your Netflix bill for you?
Exactly. You're gonna get a 5%. You're gonna get a 5% bill in the mail.
I vote that we discuss this more after the show. I have things I'd love to say, but I don't want to turn this into a let's talk about taxes episode.
Texas. No, Mike's not here. We can't talk about Texas.
Okay, we won't talk about Texas. Taxes and taxes. All right, here let's talk about bows. Bows. No highs, no lows. Bows. All right. That's a joke that was told to me a long time ago of how Bose speakers used to be very mid-range balanced and not very good for highs or lows, but has since been changed and actually are good at those now.
Well, which before we get into that, that's actually not bad if what you listen to is Paul Harvey.
Oh.
Or Rush Limbaugh, who were selling the main sellers of the Bose Wave radio. Because you don't want highs and lows when you're listening to someone talk.
That's fair. But no, Bose has launched a new sound bar, and it looks like a nice little thing. It looks like a cute little sound bar, able to give you good sound for your television. It's going to be available right now, and you can go ahead and order it for $250. And it had it, other than it being a sound bar, it has an interesting a piece of compatibility here. It says it is guaranteed to be compatible with any Roku TV.
That's actually kind of good. So I assume earlier you guys were saying there was a thing that made you guys confused.
I'm so confused.
So
what would make it not compatible?
Well, so what I think this means is that when you've got a Roku TV, so the Roku's integrated into your TV.
Yeah.
This, if you were to hook up a sound bar, you're reliant on the connections on that TV, and you're just getting a generic output.
Ooh, okay.
So I believe what this is it's actually integrated into the Roku software. So the Roku software, you can just go, oh yeah, link this is the Bose soundbar, and they're already set up to work together.
So what you're saying is that this is actually implementing the Roku remote sound system protocol.
Potentially, but more of when you're setting it up to your TV, it's easier because you just go into the TV. Yeah. I believe it's using the wireless that the Roku speakers are using.
Right. Yes. So they have their own protocol,
yep.
And this is using that protocol.
So
that makes more sense, because what I read is, hey, everybody, this soundbar, we guarantee it'll work with your Roku TV. And I'm thinking, oh crap, I didn't buy a Bose. Will mine work with a Roku TV?
Yeah, the fact that it specifies Roku TV tells me that this is integrated in some way with the Roku itself. Otherwise, it's just a soundbar. But I mean, as a lot of people know, hooking a soundbar, or just a regular soundbar, up to your Roku TV can be difficult. Because not for you and me, but for a lot of people, because a lot of people, the sound path goes from your device to the sound bar to the TV. If your device is built into the TV, then you have to utilize ARC to get the TV to send the audio backwards out in HDMI to the sound bar.
Right.
And your soundbar also has to support ARC.
Right. Or you can use one of the other many audio inputs options.
Yeah, but that's becoming rarer and rarer on TVs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Finding different audio outputs on TVs, especially lower end TVs, may not even have anything. But
so I have a super, super cheap soundbar that I purchased for my Roku TV. It's a TCL, and I do have a problem connecting with it, because it does have your digital input and output with which is with the Toslink cable, and that works fine. But trying to get the audio out, the only other input it has is just your RCA jacks kind of thing, and out of that TV you have to get an 1/8-inch jack connector to that, and that's
what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Even if your TV does have audio out options for most users, it's too complicated.
But the Toslink works perfectly, and that's great.
Yeah. So,
although Toslink is ancient, I know. So
now the question that I have is, this thing is like $200, right? $250 or something like that.
Yeah, $250.
Why don't you just get a Roku sound bar with the Roku built in?
Because you already have one built into your TV.
That's what confused me, Clyde. If you have a Roku TV, why don't you buy a Roku soundbar?
Well, okay, and he answered that. It's because you wouldn't buy a Roku soundbar because you already have a Roku in your TV. The Roku soundbar has a Roku Ultra built into it. That would be like, buying a Fire TV for your Fire TV. Yeah, and I get that redundancy. That won't bother most people. That would just drive me crazy.
Am I on the embedded one or am I on the stick?
That's the other thing. Because they have the same UI, and it would be very easy to get on the wrong one.
Well, couldn't you do picture in picture?
Maybe. But we're talking, for most of these, we're talking low-end TVs. You know, a $300 55-inch TCL, which I don't even know if they offer picture-in-picture. But yeah, I mean, that would be the biggest risk of plugging a newer Roku into your Roku TV. Is all it takes is someone to bump. Actually, you know what?
Press the wrong
They would
button.
both respond to the same remote probably. And you would,
see, I think they're missing an opportunity here to put in a killer feature like picture in picture.
So I heard you like Roku, so I put a Roku in your Roku so you can watch Roku while you're watching Roku.
Think about it.
So that you can do the same way with Android TV.
In my
you can do
brain,
the same thing with your Fire TV.
I'm imagining this, and in my brain, I see, you know, when you point a camera at the monitor and you just get that long hallway. That's what I'm imagining if you plug a Roku into a Roku.
The theory of relativity, right?
So we figured out we need a new feature for all smart TVs. Please, all Roku. I know you're listening. Fire TV guys. No, yes, we need a button. A physical button would be fine, or a virtual inside setting would be good too, where you can say, I want my TV to become a dumb TV, and I have to like press the power button 5 times fast to re-enable it, or something, you know, somehow of making it so, hey, you know what? They just want this to be a dumb TV now. Just turn it all off. I want that feature.
Yeah.
Please. You know what else I want? I don't want to let you guys know that you're awesome, because that was our last story. And at this point, we almost always thank the patrons.
Almost always. Sometimes
not
we
always.
Forget.
I forgot, you know.
But it was okay in the past, because in the past we weren't charging them. So if we forgot, it was okay. But
I remembered eventually.
Now that we are charging them every week, it's not okay to forget.
No, I suppose we should probably make sure they know that they are very, very much appreciated for the things they do for this channel, including spending their hard-earned money in order to get access to early things like access to our hearts and minds and admiration, and early access to an RSS feed with our with an audio feed of this channel as well.
And I recently heard from someone not too far removed from the show that we may be better as an audio version. So,
you know, I think that might be true.
Which, I mean, I don't blame, because most of the shows that stream live, I listen to them after the fact in my car. I depend on my Patreon early access RSS feed. That goes out. By the time you get up on Thursday morning, it should be already downloaded to your device.
Yep.
Everybody else, you know, that subscribe through Stitcher or Spotify or Apple iTunes or
you get it by the
all of
weekend,
those other
usually.
places, they got to wait till Friday.
You usually get there by the weekend or something.
Yeah, Friday morning at 8 a.m. it shows up on YouTube. So, patrons.
Okay.
So if you're in the group that thinks, it can wait for audio, you're in luck. As a patron, you get that audio that you was okay to wait for. You didn't have to wait as long.
So join us and don't wait so long for the better version of the show by becoming a patron at patreon.com/thevodsquad.
Amen. And with that, let's get on to some rants and some raves. Alrighty, guys. Rants, raves. What do you got? Anything?
Believe it or not, I haven't got anything off the top of my head of what a good rant or rave is this week, except we did spend a good day watching both Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey in the preparation of watching Bill and Ted's Face the Music. We were going to get to it on Sunday, but Sunday got busy. We had a super lazy Saturday, and we haven't had a super lazy day on the weekend in a while. And so we just sat back and watched Bill and Ted all weekend long. And I have to say, it's just as bad as it used to be, and just as good too. So I am anticipating watching the new one when we can get around to it. Might be this weekend. We don't know. And
I can unironically say San Dimas High School football rules. Go Saints. I went to San Dimas High School my freshman year.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Freshman year. Completely different school from the movie. But
oh yeah, I was going to say, did they pick the same colors or did they change it?
No, I think the colors were the same, but I started as a freshman. That would have been 92, so it was like a year or two after the movie.
Okay.
And yeah, the story that went around the school is that they wanted to film there, but the principal at the time, she was adamant that no way. So then they filmed it in Arizona someplace, which was clear because Raging Waters, the big water slide park, is in San Dimas.
Okay.
But the one in the movie was a place
Waterloo
in Arizona.
And they call it Waterloo, of course.
Yeah, they call it Waterloo, which was in Arizona, a place in Arizona someplace. So,
yeah.
Which would make sense that if they're going to film that there, then they may as well use a high school in Arizona, which looks a lot like Southern California anyway. But yeah, I will say that Circle K and the sheriff's office, the police station, that police station was right up the street from my house. But yeah, San Dimas, I have fond memories of that place.
It's pretty cool.
Anything? What did the kid think?
Daniel, my son, he didn't really watch it. He was kind of like, okay, because he spends a lot of time watching on his computer, or actually he's been spending a lot of time this recently playing Splatoon like crazy. The kid, he keeps asking me to play, and I cannot play that game as well as he can. He's too good. But every once in a while he come and like, and we like say, no, you need to watch this. This is hilarious. And he's like, what are they doing? Well, they're playing board games with death. I'm like, oh, that's weird. It's like, okay. Yes, it is.
All right. Jimmy, what you got?
So I just kind of saw it pop up in my Hulu. It might have been a commercial or something like that. There's this new TV show. I think it's on Fox, on the regular networks, or maybe FX or something like that. But the name of the show is called Next. I'll put the link to it in the chat room. I think the creators of 24, maybe some of the ones from Terminator, that kind of thing are in there. It's kind of got that 24 vibe a little bit, a little bit of maybe a little flavor of Terminator in there as well, perhaps, right? I mean, if you're a nerd, this would probably be an appealing show to you. Very entertaining, keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's one of those things where it starts out, kind of slow. You kind of getting to know the characters. And then by the end of the first episode, I've only watched the first episode. This is a brand new show. I think maybe they just released another episode, like last night or something. And I haven't watched that one yet. But yeah, I mean, one episode and I'm in. I'm going to be watching every episode that they release. So if you haven't checked this one out, go out and check it out. It's really good.
It's funny that you made the parallels with both 24 and Terminator, both of which were Fox properties. And Terminator TV show, the Sarah Connor Chronicles, that was on Fox. So yeah, interesting. I'll have to check it out.
So I have a problem with this show. The problem I have with the show, there's two things I have a problem with the show.
That
We
it's on
looked at
Fox?
no,
Oh.
actually, Fox has some pretty awesome shows.
I'm kidding.
Actually, I like some of those Fox properties. They're really awesome.
All
No,
the best stuff on Fox.
no. My problem is that they say that almost everything that I watched, like some preview where they talked a bunch of the actors and such, and said this is all stuff that could really happen. I said yes, except for the actual artificial intelligence. Nobody's that close yet. So no. All the other things like recording things and all, but okay, let's I like the fact that they've got one conceit. We have real artificial intelligence. Okay, let's move on from there. What could happen? That's fine. I actually think having one conceit, I was perfectly okay. I'm okay with on any show. If you say we're going to follow all the rules with logic, but we have one conceit, I'm fine with that. And you could even break that conceit by the end as long as you've earned it. That's my rules for that. If you do too many conceits, it's too messy.
And I'm on board with what you're saying, because that's one thing I have a problem with some shows is I'm willing to suspend disbelief, but there becomes a point where it's just
the suspend disbelief thing. The best analogy I have for it is the movie Toy Story. Suspended disbelief that these toys come alive when you don't see them.
Wait,
you have to be able to do that.
Your toys didn't come to life while you were sleeping?
Well, maybe they did for you, and maybe they do for me, and I didn't know it. That's the conceit of the movie. It does do that. Some people don't believe that, but by the end of that movie, they earned the fact that they came alive in front of Sid. So there's the conceit that they set us the conceit. None of them are ever alive. Nothing ever moves if they've been seen. And then they earned the point of the movie where it's like, okay, this one time we're gonna.
Well, you know why? They're Schrodinger's toys. Because until they're observed, they're neither alive nor inanimate.
Alive or dead.
But once they were observed, then it proved that they are in fact alive.
Yeah, Sid.
So, unfortunately, no one would ever believe Sid.
Right.
But as you were going to say.
So the other problem I have with the show next is that it's pure techno panic. You're going to have a lot of people who are going to take this and go, see, it's on the show. See what they could do. And I don't like that. Now, I bet you it's going to be a great show. I bet you it's going to do fairly well. I mean, it might become the next big thing. Oh, ha, ha, ha. But
I like that one.
But it's also going to be there's going to be people who are going to watch this and go, and I'm sorry. I don't like that.
The same thing happened when the War of the Worlds broadcast, right?
That was not intentionally, the kind of thing. This show is trying to get you a little scared because, and then it makes you think about it. War of the Worlds
didn't.
That was a prank more would be the right thing. The fact that they were doing the teleplay but didn't tell anybody it was a teleplay, that was they were the original. That was the original Punk'd episode of Punk'd.
And also the conceit of the War of the Worlds is aliens have landed on Earth and are here to destroy us.
Based in reality, yeah.
And they didn't say that exactly. They just said
no. They insinuated that though. No,
that's the story. The story is that this is a story about what could happen if AI was smart enough and started doing things that maybe you didn't want it to do, and how would we deal with that, and how would you how would you be able to stop it and all that, and this is going to be an ongoing episodic this new thing that they did this time in order to make you have to realize that this bad thing could happen. I mean, it's just gonna build on itself to the point where nothing is safe and people are going to be hiding in their rooms with everything turned off and all of no I'm going to live in a yurt with no electronics because I've been watching Next and I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah, Ray Kurzweil watched that show and he can't wait to die so he can roll in his grave.
I was going to say, isn't that the way it is now, Matt, with COVID-19?
Yes and no, because okay. We could talk about that, and I would be happy to talk about that after the show. But that's not this show.
No.
That's just a joke.
Yeah.
Nothing serious there.
So, what is this show is my non-hidden disdain toward, well, not really disdain, but I don't like going to Netflix. I don't watch a lot of stuff on Netflix. It takes a lot for me to go, I'm going to go dig through the piles of crap that it's reminding me that I need to finish watching, because I watched 2 minutes 5 years ago and you can't remove it from the list. But there's one thing that gets me to almost immediately hop on Netflix, and that is a new Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, what?
I love his movies on Netflix. Okay. They've been great. They have been great. Okay. They are not major blockbuster cinematic masterpieces. They're not supposed to be. They're supposed to be fun. He's got a new one called Hubie Halloween. Watch it. It is great. It's even got callbacks to previous movies. Right in the first, I watched it, and the very first scene, you've got Ben Stiller with a giant mustache, and I went, oh, that's the orderly from Happy Gilmore. They got Ben Stiller to reprise his role. And then, like, in the first part, he's riding through town on his bike, and you hear someone yell, "Oh, Doyle rules!" And I went, that was Billy Madison, But it was just fun. And they had a lot of great people in that movie. It was cute. It wasn't meant to be any kind of commentary or satire. It was just a fun movie. And I recommend it. There's a lot of adult jokes at his character's expense. So I don't know if I would recommend it right off the bat for, your children. But I recommend that adults watch it and then make that decision, because it did have a good message, and it was, it was it had a sweet story to it, but there was the dumb slapstick you expect from an Adam Sandler movie, and it was great.
It's hard to do good comedy, even slapstick, even dumb slapstick, and quite frankly, Adam Sandler.
It was worth every penny I paid to watch it.
And more.
Yeah.
Hey, Clyde, I got one for you on
sure.
Netflix. It was called The Wrong Missy.
Oh, I saw that. That movie was terrible, but I still enjoyed it.
I enjoyed that movie. Not going to make you, and you're right, it's not going to.
That was the David Spade movie.
David Spade was in that one, Matt definitely not.
So that was a Happy Madison movie. So one of the from Adam Sandler's production company. It did have Adam Sandler's wife in it, though. Really? Once you see her, you'll go, oh, she's in every one of these movies. Yeah, because she's Adam Sandler's wife.
Yeah, and there was other. I mean, you had some of those Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, that's all his friends. I mean, that's the whole reason he does the Happy Madison movies, is he gets to have all his friends be in his movies, and then yeah.
But the wrong Missy, that was
that one had some.
My daughter told me about that one, and it was I watched it.
I will say that movie had a bunch of scenes that were really hard to sit through. It had a lot of good stuff in between, but there were some really, I promise you, Hubie Halloween doesn't have those hard to sit through. It was just start it. It's fun. And like an hour and a half later, you're done.
Yeah. The lady who played the role of Missy in there.
Yeah.
Who's that actress? Because she was really funny.
It wasn't Kristen Shaw. It was,
she was really funny. I can't remember.
Yeah, she plays that kind of crazy character a lot. That's like her shtick. And because, so if you're talking the crazy Missy, that's Lauren
Yes.
Lapkus,
Is that her name?
who is known for, she was in Jurassic World. I'm trying to think what she,
But that wasn't a comedy.
no. She's in a lot of, she was in Orange is the New Black, Big Bang. Oh, she was in Big Bang Theory. That's where I knew her from. She played like one of Raj's girlfriends, I think.
Yeah, she was funny in that movie. I thought she did pretty good. Of course, David Spade was his usual self, right?
Yeah.
But
And so if you like that, like I said, watch Hubie Halloween. It was
okay.
It's worth it. And it's fun. And you get to see Ray Liotta.
Oh, is he in it?
And what's his face from The Shield? The dude that played the Thing in the Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, right. That guy. Yeah.
Bald dude. Yeah, he was in it too. I mean, there was a lot of people. The blonde wife from Modern Family was like a love interest. Yeah, Michael Chiklis. And I can't think of her name, but she was on Modern Family. She was the goofy dude's wife. The dude that looks like Jimmy.
I know the actress you're talking about.
Yeah.
They did their final episode not all that long ago, right? It was really interesting to hear when they did that the very character you're talking about, the blonde wife, or I can't think of her name either, but the first season she was pregnant, and they hit it the whole season long.
Yeah, they do that a lot on TV.
But the very first season, though, right? Because I mean, I was like, wow, who would have knew that, right?
Thank You, Bad Weave is Julie Bowen. So
Julie Bowen.
Okay.
Yes.
Before we get too far down into this hole, we should probably take that over. We'll table it for the post show. And yes, if you're watching this after the fact or listening to it after the fact, there is a post show. That is probably one of the only upsides to joining us live. Because you get the same content either way.
You can also make a title and let us know what the title.
In that post show, you get to vote on the titles that people should have been submitting all episode. And
we've got a few.
Okay. And which is always a mystery because I refuse to look at it until we get to the post show because I like that surprise. But we do this live every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central here on Twitch. You should come join us live sometime. If not, just we appreciate you listening. Like and subscribe on whatever your
smash that like button.
Well, don't smash it too hard because you don't want to break it. So we want other people to subscribe too. So
that would suck if you broke it. For
whatever
everybody.
your favorite podcast distribution network is, we should be available. If we're not, send us a note. We would like to know because we want to be everywhere for everyone. And if that application supports reviews, give us a review, even if it's a bad one. Sometimes when stuff's badly reviewed, it gets interest. People go, why is this so badly, and they'll listen to it. So you never know.
If we get a lot of bad reviews, we will make this a bad show on purpose. It's just so we can continue to get bad reviews.
Is that an option?
Yes, it is. We can make this show worse.
And
if you want it.
There's somebody out there right now going, wait, you're not doing it bad on purpose?
But it's hard, guys. It's hard to make bad content.
It is. It's hard to make bad content without looking like you're intentionally trying to be bad. So that's the worst kind of bad movie, is when it's clear that they were trying to be bad. The best bad movies are the ones where they didn't realize they were bad. And you're laughing for all the wrong reasons. But like when they put out The Room and everybody thought it was a comedy for the wrong reasons.
But I don't know what you're talking about. I'm bad naturally.
I just
now
need to figure out
I'm not going to sing that song. Not on air. We'll get taken down. So.
the only thing I would need to figure out is how much wine I need to drink to be bad.
How much did you have tonight?
Only one glass.
Okay. I think we found the number.
Okay.
And on that note, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. We'll see you again next week.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.